Oh, yeah, it works. Hello, welcome to Office Hours on Writing Lessons channel. This week, we're still going to talk about leg at the girth. I have a little bit of housekeeping. And that is that on this channel, Writing Lessons, every Friday at 7 a.m., a new video will be published. And the videos it's a mix. Some of them are promotional for the program, and some of them are excerpts from the study program, and sometimes there are excerpts from actual training going on, and they vary in length. Right, the first few, I just started this a week or two ago, are just 1 minute in length, but later there will be more and more in-depth videos. And those in the program, if you're in the program, you will be responsible for knowing and understanding the content of those videos, and I will ask you questions about them. So it would be great. I do want to get this YouTube channel with a little traction in the algorithm. So please do subscribe, but especially like and share the videos if you would want to. Commenting, you'll be able to be identified. So if you don't want to be identified with the program, don't comment, but liking, please, will very much help the videos. And even if you don't like them, but those of you in the program, you are responsible for the content. So I do recommend clicking the notification bell, because then you will get notifications informing you whenever I upload a video for which you will be responsible for knowing about what's in it and what happens during the video. This week, because I'm learning how to do all this, instead of a video, there is going to be a podcast that will go public at 7 a.m. on Friday. But the podcast is from Gold Leaf Farm Productions, who made Steinbreck's Gymnasium into an audiobook. And so the chapter on the rider's seat is going to be the podcast /video for this Friday, and will be available on this channel 7 a.m. Friday morning, Friday the 25th, 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. Fridays, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when content is going to be published. The topic for today, we're going to stick with leg at the girth for the rest of October. So this week and next week. And we won't even be able to cover, I mean, it can't be said enough. Leg at the girth. That is where we were told to put our leg by every significant master or school of thought in writing for centuries. Leg at the girth. Now, the topic for this week is tension in the leg. And losing stirrups is a big topic for novices, but it can happen to anyone. And I remember being amazed and a little perplexed when I was told that the only reason anyone ever loses a stirrup is because of tension in the leg. But now, that's been maybe 25 years or maybe more that I was told this by an authority. Now I know it's true that anytime my leg is when we aren't loose, when everything isn't dropping down, the tack won't fit, basically, because we adjust things for just a loose, sitting, hanging self. And the leg drawing up is rendered useless, and the stirrups will fling off of it. Tension in the leg. So, in the description of this office hours, I am inserting a link for the very first instruction video I ever made, because the topic is, why do I lose my stirrups? Answer, because of tension in the leg. How do we solve that? We get rid of tension in the leg. The best way I know to get rid of tension in the leg, like if I have tension in my hand and wrist, I don't like go, or try to like release it like a bomb. I shake the tension off. Shake. Everything's loose. Blah, 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 blah. So the best way I know to get rid of tension in the leg is to shake the leg, is to shake the legs, get them all so nothing holding can be in there, and then they drop. Then, since stirrups are heavy and decent saddles are designed with the bar of the stirrup allowing the stirrup leather and the stirrup to hang plumb, if my leg is loose, it's just the stirrup will always drop on the foot properly if the length is adjusted properly. So watch the video. It will be 1 hour from the end of this office hours that I will insert the link for that video. It's because it's old. It's like 10 years old. You won't even probably be able to find it on the channel. But it's a goodie, and it made me ponder to the beginning of, it was my very first teaching video I ever made. Up until that point, I just considered videos for selling horses. And that's what the only thing I used video for was either taping horses, was for taping horses that I was either going to sell or that I was considering buying. And it took a lot of prodding and goading and spurring and relentlessly not giving up and repeating themselves from loved ones of mine who kept saying to make a teaching video and to start producing teaching videos and putting them online. I didn't want to. Finally, after resisting it for probably about 5 years, I, through a series of events, thought, it's kind of looking like I might ought to do that. And so, okay, so what video do I make? I go back to the elders that I formerly cussed out and said, okay, I uncle, I give, I will make the video, but to make a video about the kind of riding that I was involved in, I couldn't fathom how that could be videoed in order to show what is really going on in the riding and in the way of going and how those two relate, because horses go as they are ridden. But I couldn't see yet how I was going to be able, how it could be done to show the riding and the way of going in a way that would be useful. So the advice I was given was, make a video about the most simple, basic things ever in the world that you learned when you were a little girl. 2 things I learned when I was a little girl: how to get my stirrups if I lose my stirrups, and how to shorten reins. Or I should maybe rephrase that: how to adjust the length of my reins and train my hands to always do that. So anyway, so that first day of videoing, starting this videoing like chapter of my life, that's what we videoed. Me losing my stirrups and getting my stirrups and rein length adjustment. Then I learned that I could splice the recording. So I had 2 videos. After that, I invented the bra cam. And that's when I started riding around with a camera, basically latched onto my bra so that I could show rein actions. But that's a story for another day. This video that I'm putting in the description is going to demonstrate how that tension in the leg will cause a stirrup to fall off the foot, and how getting rid of tension in the leg by loosening, by making sure that all the joints and the flesh is loose, the stirrup will just automatically go on to the foot again. So if I'm riding in the going and something happens and I make a mistake and lose my stirrup, I just shake out my leg and kick at my stirrup. It's going to fall on my foot. If you're at halt practicing it, you will have to kick that stirrup for it to fall on your foot if you're at halt or walk. Because remember, so the stirrup has a lot of, where's the stirrup? Here's the stirrup. So look, that thing's heavy. Stirrups drop, don't they? Like, boom. They will always drop down level. That's why, and I always buy the heaviest stirrups I can. So if the stirrup is at the correct length so that it's hitting right at the right below the bulging part of my ankle. I think it's in the video, you'll see it. And my leg is loose and free, and the stirrup, so let's say the horse is cantering or trotting and the stirrup is bouncing everywhere, but eventually it's going to start bouncing level. And if my leg is level, it's going to find its home. That's another thing. They do call it home, like finding your stirrups and being home in the stirrup. A lot of times people call being home in the stirrup is being too far in with the heel too close to the bar of the stirrup. But I don't think of it that way. I think home on the stirrup is the ball of my foot on the bar of the stirrup. And by the way, I never ride empty stirrups. I love stirrup treads. I buy them by the case. I change them about every 20 horses because I love the feeling of brand new, yummy. I like these, this brand of the white more than I like the black. Is a little too hard. I love this. What is this? I can't read it. Anyway, so a nice set of fresh, clean stirrup treads. Then I can really tell how I can really feel the nice levelness, and I can feel my foot inside to outside through the sole. I have a thick sole on my boot too, but just all the softness, and the sole does have a little bit of rubber on the bottom, but it's mostly just a thick leather sole. And you can feel through equipment like that as long as there's no tension. So tension contributes to, or absence of tension, which is known as losgelassen, contributes to sensitivity and that we can feel what's going on. So anyway, you're going to be able to see on the video that I'm going to put in the description box the reality of a loose leg kicking stirrup, and it goes right on the foot. And I'm sorry I couldn't demonstrate that here at my desk. That I haven't figured out how to do. I do want to start integrating live training and real and actual actions that we make in the saddle, such as loosening the leg and finding your stirrup when you lose it, into this program. I'm right now speaking very much for people who are not in the program, even though office hours was originally designed for those who are in the, those who are in the program. All right, I'm gonna book a little early. I'll see you next week, and we're gonna talk even more about leg at the girth. And please do look for content dropping every Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard